animals. Okay, first paragraph will be for you.
Right. 犬は、うなるだけで、I forgot what this was. What is it?
Yeah, I think it's gake.
生け
I'm not
It's
exactly
something
like
like that.
confident, but yeah, it's the hedge.
Okay. 生けの反対側まで力ずくで通り抜け、さっさと逃げ出しました。Okay. So the dog うなるだけで Not sure what unaru is.
Unaru is a sound a inu would make.
So is it like a growl or a...
Yeah. It can also mean howl. It basically is like all the sounds. It's not
Oh,
like
okay.
specific, I believe.
So the dog made a dog-like sound.
Exactly. Yeah, it can mean to howl, to growl, to groan, any of those noises.
Okay.
It's not
I
really
feel...
one is not really unaru, so we
Yeah.
know it didn't do that. But it could have
Okay.
went "Rrr," or it could have went "Rrr," or it could have went could have been begging for the treats. All those are fully possible.
I'm assuming that it kind of like whatever sound is like snubbing its nose would be my guess.
Mm.
Um, let's see. So the hedge, so the opposite side of the... Okay, so it chikarazuku, so like kind of forcefully, like it pushed its way through to the other side of the hedge
Hmm.
and ran away.
Yep, exactly. And with the Torinuku, it feels like the way he got to the other side is like by going straight through it,
Okay.
which is actually probably what he said, but I don't know why it didn't register. ありが、ありがとうぐらい言ったら、ソフィーは遂げてチクチクする腕を、さすりながらつぶやきました。Good grief, he could have said thanks at least, is basically what that's saying. If he had said thanks to that extent is like the literal translation, but that doesn't make sense in English. Um, so she says this while she's like rubbing her hand, which has gotten very that's stinging, probably because of the thorns that had pierced her hand when she went over to open up the thicket bush to get the dog, and then she had muttered that. それはそうと、あんたはいいものくれたわ。Well, even though I said that, you were a good boy, I think is what she's saying. いいものをくれた. Yeah, that's what my guess is what that's saying. I could totally be wrong.
Let's see. 犬を got this one again. 生
ガキ。
垣、生垣に閉じ込めていた棒を引っ張り出すと、本物の散歩用の杖だったのです。仕上げも入念だし、石突きは鉄です。Okay. Um, so, the stick that... So when she pulled out the stick that had like trapped the dog in the hedge,
Mm-hmm.
um it looked like a real walking stick. Um 仕上げも入念。I don't know about 入念.
Mm-hmm. Union means careful.
Okay.
So, in this context, it's elaborate, not careful.
So this is a fancy stick, basically.
Yes, it
Okay, so
is.
so when she is that like the handle or just the overall stick?
Siage should mean the doneness of the thing. Ichizuki though does mean the handle of the stick.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself there. Okay. So overall it looked quite elaborate or well made maybe.
Hmm.
And the handle was, is that iron? Iron.
Yeah,
Wow.
fancy stick she got. Didn't even need cow, whatever his name is, to give it to him. The scarecrow dude. パンとチーズを食べ終えると、ソフィーはまた歩き出しました。道はどんどん厳しい登りになってきました。So once Sophie finished eating her cheese and bread, she once again began to walk, and the path she was taking became more and more hard to climb, much more probably steep, I would guess. And then two lines for you.
杖があって本当に助かりました。それに話し相手にもなります。Okay. So it really helped her to have that stick. And she also gained a talking partner.
はいはい。You know Sophie. ソフィーは元気よく歩きながら、杖に話しかけました。だって、お年寄りはよく独り言を言うじゃないですか。So Sophie, she was in quite the cheerful mood as she was walking and talking with the stick. Because you see, old people, don't they always talk to themselves? And it's a silly thing to say because Sophie was talking to herself way before she became old. That was like her whole thing with her hats. Age made no difference.
It's
And I'd
leaning into the
say,
old lady thing.
yeah, she just loves being old. These up to heel be for you.
All right. 出会いが二度。でもどっちも魔法でお礼をしてくれやしなかった。無論あんたは言いつOh, she's talking to the stick. 無論あんたは言いつよ。Alright, hang on a sec. 出会いが二度. So her second meeting, but both, let's see, でもどっちも魔法でお礼して、やしなかった。I've seen that before. Oh, it's just yeah. Okay.
I think so.
All right. I'm getting it mixed up with something else then. So, お礼をしてくれ. Okay. Um, so but both um by magic. And お礼をしてくれ. What direction is this? Because
Hmm.
like ore is like to thank or like
Yeah.
was someone thanking to her?
Yeah, the, I would guess that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Could it do? It's like a really confusing. It just means you would benefit if something happened. So I would almost say this was like to be allowed to say thanks. I think, because she's thinking about Howl, I think, right now.
Oh, that's true. Because it was Howl and then the Witch of the Waste, right?
Yeah, it's the second time I've gone out that, well, or met that die.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like second time meeting, but because it's not the second time she's met anything else. My guess is Hal, because Hal lives in the Waste, and that'd be the only one I can think of who she'd want to thank. But but it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a
So
little baffled at this sentence, to be honest.
yeah, I think she is saying that it's the second time we'll be able to meet, but I haven't been able to say thanks for him using his magic, no matter how I put it. So I think that would make most sense. 出会いが二度。
Yeah, because the only other thing I can think of is if she's counting the number of times she's encountered like a magical stick, like the scarecrow and then this, but like
Yeah, but
that
she didn't
seems
know
kind
the
of odd.
scarecrow was magical yet, or this stick.
That's true. It's the magic. Okay,
I
yeah.
guess she could say, I can't thank you with magic. Might be what she's saying. And when you're right, this is the second time she's met a stick that she can't say thanks with magic. That would make sense as a weird thing Sophie would say. Because earlier she said, if I had magic power, I would do this to you, Scarecrow,
Oh,
right?
right. Yeah, she
So
said she'd like
that
breathe
that
it to
does
life
make
or
more
something.
sense. So this would say, I could not do something such as have the opportunity to say thanks with magic to either of you. It does make the most sense. And you saying it's the two sticks does make sense as a very weird thing for Sophie to say. The nice thing about English is that we don't really drop our topic, so it makes it easy to
We can
translate
go
what
and
the heck
check
am I
what the
reading. It's like,
translation was
who is she
later.
thinking? Was unable to think with magic?
All
But yeah,
right.
I think you're right. I think that she's talking about the two sticks. That would make the most sense, as weird as it sounds.
It's as weird as it is. Yeah. Okay, so Muron. Muron. I don't know Muron, but she's saying that it's a good stick.
You know, mochiron?
Yeah. Like,
Same
of
meaning.
course, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So, of course, you're a good stick.
of course. You're such a good boy, Mr. Stick. Um, 文句言ってるわけじゃないの It's not like I'm complaining or anything. ただ、お話の中だと三度目の出会いがあるはずなのよ。Um, I'm just saying that during this conversation, I must have a third encounter at some point. Um, yeah. Maybe she's saying I should have encounter with magic now. Maho ga rami かどうかは別にして。うん、絶対にあるわ。どんな出会いになるのかしら。So, whether or not this next encounter will have anything to do with the magic, I don't know. Well, actually, it probably will definitely happen. I wonder what kind of meeting I will have. So she'd be saying, I'm definitely going to have another encounter with something magical, since they say this might be more of a saying thing, like first is a coincidence, second time is happenstance, and the third is destiny. I think that might be what she's talking about here.
Oh, that could be it.
But yeah, she's definitely talking in a weird way.
And
Oh yeah.
she's also talking like the stick is responding too. Like it's not just a one unbroken monologue.
That's very true. That's what makes Sophie so hard to understand.
Alright. 三度目の出会いはありました。午後も遅くなり、ソフィーが給料、what is that? 地帯
I think it's bandage, but that does seem weird.
Is it like a, well,
Oh, it means area. What is bandage? Why does it look so similar to that? Hotai. Both bandage and zone area have this kanji as the same. But
so
yeah,
what
it
is
just
it?
means area, like
E
region. You're right, it's Chitai.
oh, okay. 地帯のかなり高いところまで登ってきた時です。So she did have a third meeting. Um, the afternoon had grown late, and Sophie, it was the time when Sophie had climbed up quite a ways. Sophie ga Curio. So up a ways, like up the hill or some kind of it's like a maybe halfway between like a hill and a mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
A really
The
hill.
area she landed was a hilly area.
Okay.
Is just that's all
So
I'd say. So yeah,
okay, so
perfect.
quite high up in a hilly area, yeah.
Mm-hmm. 一人の農夫が口笛を吹きながら坂を下ってきたのです。Um, there is a lone farmer's wife who is playing the flute as they are coming down the mountain. 多分、羊飼いが羊の世話を終えて家路に着くところでしょ Most likely they are about to be done with their taking care of their sheep because they are obviously a sheep herder person. And they are right at the area of taking the path back home. Uh, uh, 退路のいい40歳がそこいらの若い人です。It was some young man around 40 years old or so who was in pretty good condition. Tai something. And next paragraph will be for you.
Spry young 40-year-old.
Yeah.
おやまあ、今朝、この人に会ったら、年寄りだと思ったでしょうね。人の見方
うん
見方って、なんて変わりやすいの。Okay. Oh, I don't really know how to translate oyama, just,
Oh yeah, ma. Oh my.
That's just kind of the sound.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. If I had met that person this morning, I would have thought they were old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. A person's, is that like perspective?
Yes.
Um, how easy it is to change.
Yep. Wow. She does have some self-reflective capabilities. 羊、羊飼いは、ソーフィーがブツブツつぶやいているのを見て、用心深く道の向こう側に寄ると、お、親しげに、こんばんは、お母さん。ど、どっちへお出かけかねと言いました。So the sheep herder person, they saw that Sophie was just muttering around to herself, and as they get closer to the side of the road where she is, they get deeply like cautious, I guess, and kindly say, "Oh, good evening, lady. Where are you heading off to?" is what they said. And the next paragraph will be for you.
おっかさんだって、お若いの、私はあんたのおっかさんじゃないよ。So, like mother or
Hmm.
auntie or something that you'd
It is
use. Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like Okasan, but I was like, there's no way he just called this random lady mommy.
Well,
Hello, mother. So I just like ladies probably.
yeah.
Hey, hey, mother, mama.
What kind of is that like, hey, young'un? Hey, young'un, I'm not your mother.
Yep. 話しかける時の作法でさ、羊飼いは生垣へにじり寄りながら答えました。So, he said, "This is just what you do when you. This is just a method you use when you need to go start a conversation with somebody." Is what the sheep herder person answers as they get closer to the hedge that Sophie is at. Um, uh, Ichinichi, it's probably not pronounced like that. I always forget that days have weird names. Ichinichi mo oiro ka to iu nanka jikan ni, hitori de oko登ってらっしゃるんで、一応お尋ねしたまでです。Um, you know, right now we're at such a time where it's almost time for the day to end. At this time, there's a fact that there's someone all alone coming on their way over here, climbing up this hill. I couldn't help but want to um, ask you to Ichioli, or maybe it's like I'll double check Ichi or more or less. I more or less just wanted to ask what you're doing, basically. Um, 上折れ谷に日暮れ前に、着くのは無理ですよ。I'm just letting you know it's totally impossible to reach this location right here before the sun sets. So yeah, he just says like, yeah, I just said, hey, mommy, because I just want to start a conversation with this lady I don't know. Because it's weird, you're not gonna make it in time. And I guess the till half of this paragraph will be for you.
Right. 今まで、そんなことは考えてもいなかったソフィーは、立ち止まりましたが、大したことじゃないさ。So, um, Sophie, who hadn't thought about that at all up until now, uh, stopped, and then said, like, it's no big deal.
大したことない。いや、そう。う試しに行くときゃ、うるさく言ってられないからね、と半分独り言のように言いました。And then she was saying this basically to herself, half to herself, half to the other guy, I'm sure, which was basically like, when you're going off to test your luck when you're going out to the real life, sometimes you kind of have no ability but to be urusaku, which is, I guess, someone to poke their nose in your business, maybe? To be nosy. Yeah, she says when you're here, yeah, she says sometimes people are just nosy to you when you're off to start traveling, do your dekake or your life, and till here will for you.
そういうもんですかいと、羊以外、ようやくソフィーの脇をすり抜けたので、その分だけあほっとしているようです。Oh, is that so? Said the sheepherder.
Yep.
Um, ようやくソフィー、he had finally like slipped past Sophie. その分だけほっとしているようです。So only that part of what she said, he kind of seemed taken aback by.
Hoto?
Oh, no, that's not what that means. Hotto is like to ignore, isn't it?
No, that's hotte. Hotteiku.
Ah.
Hotto is like a sigh of relief.
Oh,
Because like right,
so he finally passed her, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm safe," kind of thing.
exactly. Because he's walking right, it's getting late. There's a random old lady going up the hill, and he's like, "Hey, mommy, what you doing out here?" And she's like, "Huh, you know, I'm just around.
Testing
Why
my
are you
luck.
asking me questions?" Why are you asking? Why are you being so nosy, kid? And he's like, oh, that's great. I see that's what's going on. He's like, he's probably like, who's she like a witch? He's probably
I'm just trying to
so
go
scared.
home.
Please don't eat my sheep. そんじゃ、幸運を祈ります。Um, ただ、しよう、ただし、お母さんが、わしらの、家畜にまじないをかけること、無関係ならですがね。Well, in that case, I will pray for you to have good luck. But you see, mommy, uh, I will only pray for this if you just make sure that, you don't decide to cast a magical spell onto, my livestock. Because they have no relation at all. Um, yeah, it's really like kanke nais in here. You think it'd just be kakeru koto to kanke nai. As long as there's no relationship with you casting a spell on my sheep, then I will pray for you to have good luck, young mommy. Next couple lines will be for you.
Right. すぐに羊飼いは、大股で走るように坂を降りていきました。ソフィーはムッとして羊飼いを見送り、私のこと魔女だと思ったんだと杖に話しかけました。Oh, now they're expecting us to remember that. That's unfortunate. Okay. All right. So, omata.
That's like big footsteps.
Okay. So soon the sheep herder um with large footsteps almost running he went down the slope almost running. So if you mutto. Well, I'm guessing that's some kind of reaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that's like silent, like
okay. So like a frown, just frown, but
Yeah,
like vocal.
yeah. It's basically like a sound of being sullen, I think, is like the official definition. Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's to be a little bit like miffed.
Okay. So Sophie was miffed as she watched the sheep herder go, and said, "Ah, he thought I was a witch." Um, she said to her stick.
後ろから罵してやろうか。でもそれじゃちょっとかわいそうかな。She kind of wanted to go over and curse at him from behind his back, but at the same time, he's kind of pitiful. Sophie は他の生垣、上を目指し、ぶつ、ぷ、ぷつぶつ言いながら、懸命に登り続けました。So Sophie, she is aiming for the very top of the hill. So she starts to restart climbing up the hill with the best that she can put her effort into doing so while she is muttering to herself, being like, well, he's kind of pitiful. And I think I'll have us stop here for today.